Welcome, all you beautiful thinking people, you to Advocation X George Floyd. Remember, everything in these videos is opinion, but it's opinion based on facts. And we don't use the alternative facts either. So please, before we begin, hit that like button, become a member, subscribe, crush that bell, don't miss anything going forward. So the topics that we're going to delve into here are time after full compliance, police, counterfeit money, substance abuse, anxiety, stress, excessive force, verdicts, deliberation, and evidence, and believing your own eyes. So let's dive in deep right now. We know that the duration of poor George Floyd's situation involved 9 minutes and 29 seconds of somebody putting a massive amount of weight on the back of your neck and compressing your lungs. This is what he endured while pleading and begging for any type of compassion whatsoever. Remember, believe your eyes. If you saw it, you saw it. From the very moment of contact with the first police officer who tapped on his window, a gun was inches from his face. The look on George Floyd's face was of absolute terror. Not anger, not frustration, not retaliation. It was horror. He complied with every instruction to put his hands where they could be seen, to put his hands on the wheel, to get out of the car, to allow himself to be handcuffed, to be taken across the street, to be placed in a situation and sat on the ground, to be brought over to a police car. Here's where the problem begins. The back of that police car was tiny, tiny, tiny. And him being the size he was, having anxiety and claustrophobia, he looks at this tiny little space in the back of the car and tries to explain to the officers that he has anxiety and claustrophobia. They will not relent. There is no compassion, no consideration there whatsoever. They just keep demanding that he gets in that car. He's pleading with them. He begs, just please allow me to count to 3, and then I will try my best to push myself into the car. So he has to get over his anxiety, but they're not even going to relent long enough to allow him to just adjust himself mentally to get in there. And it unfolds. When you have a situation where bystanders realize that they must call the police on the police, you need to understand that is dire straits. That is not a situation that can be looked at lightly. When you have minors sitting there onlooking and seeing the police needing to be policed by other police. All of that is in evidence. This all began from a counterfeit bill being passed in a small store. The person who initiated this by talking to his manager about the counterfeit bill feels horrible because he realizes this was not worth everything that transpired. This was not worth anything. When people are passing counterfeit bills, sometimes you think, oh, they must be counterfeiting and they're trying to pass off these bills randomly everywhere they can. That wasn't the case here. There was no evidence that showed that he had any connection to this counterfeit bill or that he even knew it was counterfeit. His actions were that of someone who just did what any normal person would do. He didn't try to flee the area. He stayed in his vehicle, laughing, having a good time with whoever he was there with. His past has no bearing on this. However, even when you look at his past, it does not warrant being murdered in any way, shape, or form. First, second, third degree, or any other way, up or down. He was a human being with a family, with people who loved him and people he loved. And he did not deserve to die for any reason on that day. Short of pulling a gun or a knife on the police officers and trying his damnedest to kill any one of them. Looking at his substance abuse over the years, it was an admitted problem. He knew he had a difficulty. But it wasn't a massive difficulty if you look at the toxicology. He had very minimal amounts of anything in his system. He was not really impaired to any degree that would actually inhibit him even driving. Let's not go there. He wasn't drunk. His cooperation with those first officers was magnanimous. You know how some people will tell you, well, he should have complied. Well, he should have listened to what they were saying. He should have done as he was told. He did everything properly. Everything. So let's not go there. We have the issue of the exhaust pipe and his heart and his drug use. Well, toxicology says it's not his drug use. Coroner says he did not die of a weak heart. What are we left with? How does a person like that, of that size and demeanor, die of asphyxiation with no other visible causes? We know that the coroner deemed it a death by homicide at the hands of another individual. Death by homicide. Do you disagree? If you do, let me know. What's your opinion on this? How is it not a homicide? How is it an accident? Did you watch the video? Did you watch the evidence at the trial? Let me know your opinion. The jury is out for deliberation. I want to know your opinion. How is this going to come back? Will he be acquitted? Will it be a mistrial, a hung jury? Will it be a third-degree murder? Or will it be any of the other homicide charges that are available to the jury? How do you think this is going to unfold? Do you believe Derek Chauvin is innocent of all charges? Do you believe that what he did was normal police training and things that he should have done? Let me know in the comments. So here's my question to you. Do you believe that police should be able to kill people randomly based on their own judgment, thereby being judge, jury, and executioner? Should that be the way our justice system or yours works? Do you believe in justice? Were you not always taught that the court system was there to determine the legal weight of all arguments? Should it not be in the court's purview to decide whether or not a person is guilty of counterfeiting or purposely passing a counterfeit bill? Have you ever gone to the bank and they have taken a bill from you and said, I'm sorry, but we have to check this bill because it doesn't seem to be right? And you wait while they go and they test the bill, and then they come back and they say, listen, we do have to call the police because this bill does appear to be fake. And you wait, and the police come and they take your information and they ask you questions, and you leave. It is not a big deal. Unless you go in and try to pay your bills with all counterfeit bills. You go in and try to buy a car with all counterfeit bills. You go in to do anything like this that shows that you are definitely part of an illegal action. Then you have something to worry about. You should not be afraid that any bill that you pass to any merchant can end your life at that moment. I challenge each and every one of my viewers, each and every one of you, to go, give yourself a number, say 5, 6, 7, 8. Find 8 videos, and then look for 8 more. And those 16 videos should be cut in half, comprising 1 half people of color being arrested, 1 half people that are white being arrested, or determined to be white being arrested. Compare the two, and then please come back and give me your honest opinions on the videos that you searched out yourself, that you determined were worth checking over, and what is your overall opinion? Let me know in the comments. Send me a DM, a private message of any kind. Get a hold of me any which way you like and give me your opinion. After going through all of that, I hope that this will help to bring about a conversation, and a conversation that will help people to realize what is wrong in our societies and how we might be able to go about fixing it. We need positive, influential ideas coming from you, beautiful, thinking people. And remember, we never give up and we never give in, but we'll always keep an open mind, because we realize that knowledge is our power, and the only way to gather that knowledge is to be open to the people and information around you, thereby making fair and honest evaluations based on our own judgments. This all comes down to each and every one of us having choice. You must have the choice to determine your own path. And whatever that choice may be it good, be it evil, then you should be willing to accept the consequences for your good or evil. But those consequences should be decent and fair. So folks, thank you once again for spending time with us here on this channel. We hope that you will continue to fly with us into the future as we continue to build this successful little machine. Stay safe, stay healthy, and above all, stay as happy as humanly possible.